It's cozy and stayed over about.
Where?
And I didn't say anything to my
That's kind of interesting. Did you see the crash court? See all the players right here.
Then I spent.
You need a ballot.
What?
On your street? Tina's house? So we're all here for a wonderful reason, and that is our lovely, wonderful friend, Michelle. And I wanted to celebrate her and honor her. It has been a year, which has gone very quickly for me personally. And I thought this would be a time, I'm so glad for all of you coming and we're reconnecting and catching up and so forth. But that also we can share some memories through your own experience or a poem or whatever event you shared with Michelle that you can share with her family and with the other special friends of Michelle. So, would someone like to start?
Donna, I think you're going to have to start it off. So,
well, I met Michelle through ORT, which is a Jewish organization, many years ago, and we just really hit it off. You know, her quick wit and her humor, and I just really collided, not clashed, and I really liked how she looked at life with a slant and really accepted people just, okay, so that's who they are, you know, no blinders on. And she was very generous in our friendship and our relationship. I'm wearing earrings that she gave me for my birthday. And I always think of her, especially when I'm cooking, because she is Miss Experiment. And when she was going through her culinary schooling at DVC, I came over one day and she's got a jacket, like 3 layers on, and she's got 6 different yeasts that she's testing that she has to do for a class, you know, this whole like science lab is happening. And she was like a little kid. She just was so excited and couldn't wait for the results. And just a generous, giving person. And I really do miss her.
I'll go next. I just wanted to say that what I remember about Michelle is her intelligence. She was so smart and so interested in life. And she really, I think, you know, what struck me is that I would maybe go a few months without seeing her, and she always remembered our last conversation. She asked me how my family was. She always was interested in interested in me and not talking about herself. And one story I'd like to tell is when my son was a Boy Scout and he was getting his Eagle badge. And you know, I don't know how many people have been through Boy Scouts, but you have to pick a project to do. And he was, you know, going back and forth. Nothing interested him. He was, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to build a bench. I don't want to build a trail. And I must have mentioned it to Michelle, and she, of course, followed up, which is better than his own mother did. You know, it's like, you figure it out yourself. But Michelle called up, and she said that she had a connection to the mental health clinic in Walnut Creek, and it was a place where people can go and be comfortable and do art projects and things. And she said, but you know, it's really kind of run down and worn out, and they could really use some help getting things, you know, kind of fancying it up a little bit for the people, the patients there. And that's what my son ended up doing for his Eagle project. He went and he replaced, you know, old furniture. He got furniture from, from online, you know, some of the Craigslist or whatever. And they went and they painted walls, and it was just a wonderful experience, and it's all because of Michelle. So I just, you know, I'll always remember her for that.
I'll go next, since I'm next to me. I probably knew Michelle far fewer years than most of you did. The first time I ever spoke to her, I had no idea who she was. I called up to RSVP because my son Alex had been invited to Daniel's bar mitzvah. And so I remember talking to her on the phone, and she was so pleasant. I had no idea who she was. But several years later, I joined the book club. and realized it was the same person. And she always asked about Alex. And the only time she'd ever met him really is at the bar mitzvah, and I'm sure she had tons of other things to do. But you know, every time we met, she would say, "How's Alex doing?" And I always remember that. I was so glad to join the book club, and she was very welcoming.
I know that was what I was thinking about, is that she always wanted to know about my family, and she always seemed so interested in what was going on with my family, and I always thought that was so generous of her.
I'll go next. The first time I met her, it was at an event at Lafayette Elementary School, a parent event, but David was sitting with her reading a book because she had to bring him along, and he was just so patiently reading a book. And I thought it was so nice, and it was great to meet her. And I do miss her very much. She lived close to where I live now. And as I think about her now, I realize how strong she was during her illness, that she never complained, she never kvetched. I know lots of people, and I'm not criticizing them, but I heard a lot of details about their treatment and how uncomfortable they were, and really Michelle never talked that way. She was always out, looking out, and the thing I also really, really miss about her is her sense of humor. Because anybody who knows me knows that I love to laugh, and I really, really love people who make me laugh, and she certainly had a wonderful sense of humor. I miss that.
Well, I knew Michelle since this one was 5 and my youngest was 3, so I've known her. I don't know if I get through it. I miss her. Every day I walk, because I would get on the phone and call her, and I would spend an hour on the phone with her, because I knew that was the only time I had a whole hour that I could talk to her. And when I could call Michelle, you call her for an hour. I miss her every time I walk into a thrift shop. Especially now that I am looking for things, for the new book. We went to a lot of thrift shops together, Jen and I miss talking to her every day. And I have wonderful, I cannot even share all the memories that I have, but one of the things I was thinking about just now is that Michelle and I actually talked at one point to start a business on loose parts. And it just started dawning on me that as I'm engaging in this new project and having this, that was a conversation Michelle and I had when you were still in preschool. Yeah. I miss it.
So as some of you know, I'm an architect, and part of what at one point I became really concerned about was one day Michelle invited me up to her bedroom. I had no idea. I never did in a bedroom, and I only did on the first floor. And I didn't know what we were going and looking at. And I didn't know she was showing me her bathroom and some other things. And this was about a year before she passed away, so about 2 years ago. And I just sort of kind of got really scared at some point, because I felt like there were things in the house that, to me as an architect working with people with disability and stuff, I saw it as potential hazards. I started a conversation with Michelle and Barry, and it took us a while to sort of get to kind of a place where we can move forward with some recommendations I had about some improvements, because my feeling was that Michelle had worked so hard to get well. She had put so much passion and effort and desire and her being into all these different explorations of food and going to Israel, and I sort of felt like I had been part of this journey with her. And I personally had a mother who had taken a fall, broken her neck, and died. And to me it was like, that would be a tragedy, that if there was something that we could have done to prevent a fall, then I needed to do that. And so it took a conversation between the three of us, and finally we kind of acted on it. And the first phase was making the bathroom safer for her, and the